all the tunes in this piece start with the same kind of three-note idea and take off in that. So by the time you get to the very end of the piece, hopefully you're it feels like very comfortable understanding of what the melodies are in the material. Jeffrey is known in the musical world for leading the charge for commissioning new works for piano and ensemble, and he's had some of the major figures of today, William Bolka, Melantis Milic, now Jake Renaissad, and some other composers involved, and so it's great to be a part of that, and it's just been a pleasure because he kind of is there to facilitate but also to encourage you to kind of take the direction you want to take in it. And this moment for me was about the poetry of Rumi, which I've lived with for many years, and it kind of came together in this piece and became the backbone for that. And the ensemble is for string orchestra, harp, and percussion. So it's not a full symphony orchestra, which actually has certain advantages in terms of balance and things like that, but also allowed for the musical language to kind of speak.
For some of the most difficult technical parts, you have to have a very loose elbow and arm in order to do quick kind of this. It's almost like being a bongo player on the piano, but with fingers. And it's a different use of the instrument, which I like because it's composed in a way that you bring out different colors of sound from the piano that isn't typical with other piano composers. And it's great because of the interaction between the other instruments. So it's written for piano, strings, harp, and percussion, yet the pianist is reflecting the sound characteristics of the strings, of the harp, of the percussion. So all of their effects are joined together in the piano part as well, so they interplay very easily.
And sometimes the idea of the way each of these movements progress is they're based around like a single technique, each one of them. So the first movement, I imagine like a strumming mandolin, kind of back and forth really quick. And so there's that kind of pattern in the piano that's kind of like a giant mandolin, and that's also echoed in the orchestra. And for instance, in the second movement, there's it's called Troublemaker, and there's a lot of kind of outbursts of laughter. So you hear these kind of outbursts that happen in the piano part throughout. So there are things that are, I guess, extra musical that kind of lead the material sometimes and the flow and create a kind of personality in each of those moments. No, it's been great to work with Majkut. He's been such a pleasure, and he creates such a good energy and says the most hilarious things in passing that the orchestra just are in stitches, and I think they really appreciate that a lot. I was noticing in the rehearsal yesterday during the Vaughan Williams how many things he just said on the sly that just took about 3 or 4 seconds to register, and then there was an outburst from the orchestra. So, and he's just really easy to work with. He'll go where you want to go, and he's not precious about holding on to anything. He's trying to get at something which is a kind of whole thing, and I really appreciated that.
Martin's a wonderful friend and musician, and he's so easy to work with. As soon as he came on board and we made the connection, it was as though we were old friends from the start. And that's just the way he is. He's so personable, and he's eager to do everything, not just the traditional repertoire, but he understands what it is to be a music director and how to educate the audience, but to entertain them and also reach out to the community. I mean, he's a rarity.